Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Liz and today is going to be a indie shopping haul. For those of you who aren't aware, basically indie just means an independent brand, basically meaning that the brand is not owned by a big conglomerate. The creator of the brand is the sole proprietor, basically the sole person funding the actual brand. It's not like, you know, Estee Lauder owns L'Oreal and things like that. It's not a big corporation. It's just independently owned. Look how big that box is. Yeah, so all of that is filled with indie makeup brands. So we are going to start with Clionadh Cosmetics. If you don't know, independent brands typically, depending, a lot of the time they do sell single eyeshadow. This palette is basically that whole scenario. So this is basically an empty magnetic palette filled with a bunch of multi-chromes. So there are 4 different bundles in this empty eyeshadow palette. Obviously you don't have to buy the entire set. You can buy each individual eyeshadow. They are pricey. These are all multi-chromes, so I would say an average of $15 to $16 per eyeshadow. Now these bundle sets obviously do provide a slighter discount, and on top of that I did use an affiliate code to provide me a further discount. This top row right here, this second row right here is one set. This third row right here with one sticking out, that's another set, and this quad right here is another set. So these are all individually wrapped in this little cardboard packaging. Everything was well wrapped, obviously, with all of these makeup brands. All of these were well wrapped, and on the back they do say the names. So I don't know if you can see, but they all have their names on the back of it, and all of them have the Clionadh embossing in it. So I just try to show you the shades of it all. So basically the first set up top is the full jeweled multi-chrome collection bundle, and it comes with 20 pieces. The full retail pricing was $382.17. If you buy it within the bundle, it is $344.09. The second row here was the full vibrant multi-chrome bundle, original and expansion, so it has 12 pieces. And the full retail value for that was $145.96. If you bought it in the bundle, which I did, it knocked it down to $126.16. So the third bundle here, I received it as a Christmas present. It is the full hybrid multi-chrome bundle, original and expansion, 11 pieces. The full retail value was $136.79. If you bought it within the bundle, it's $129.98 already. And the last bundle here is the full pearlescent multi-chrome bundle with 4 pieces. The full retail value was $61.16. If you bought it in the bundle, it's $59.64. Here's the thing, I'm looking back at my order now. They converted all the values to Canadian, so it's not in US dollars, so it's not going to be accurate, as even if I do provide you the values. However, the discount code approximately take, I believe, 15% off each individual item. All the prices on the website are, obviously it was converted to US dollars, but once I checked out in my order, it converted it to Canadian dollars. So the next indie brand is Glamlite. Okay. You know, it always starts out with one. I was on that list once the Rick and Morty palette was back in stock, and I just bought everything. That's my fault. Alright, so first we're going to start out with the mirrors. I am keeping these in these packaging just to show you and to keep it in, you know, the archives for prosperity purposes, but I'm going to keep them out of their packaging, obviously. I do have 2 other Glamlite mirrors. One was Jason and the other was the Scream mirror. So this is the Chucky and Glamlite collaboration mirror. I do have other pieces from this collection that was gifted to me during my bachelorette weekend, but I have previously included those in other videos, so you can look for that there. But I'm not going to flip it, obviously. But it is gorgeous. It's this cute little compact. I do have other handheld mirrors that are bigger, which I, you know, like the Jason and the Scream one. So the next one is the Scooby-Doo and Glamlite collaboration mirror. Alrighty, and this is pretty much the same size. Yeah, these are exactly the same size, so for comparison. So the next one is the Glamlite in Garfield mirror, and this is the back. Alright, and this one is much bigger, which I'm not complaining. They did also release with the Nightmare on Elm Street collaboration. They did release a mirror, but it was very boxy and very square, and I didn't even like the handle was square, but then also the mirror was square, but I didn't really like that. I definitely like the rounded edge. Hopefully it doesn't show anything, but it does say Garfield on this one. There's little hearts on that one. So since we're here, we're gonna move on. So this is the Glam Light and Garfield eyeshadow palette. So this is the front, this is the back. It's obviously like the comics. Alrighty, and that is the palette. So the next item is the Glam Light and Ghostface eyeshadow palette. So you can see obviously here, has a lenticular lens. The outside packaging, it's like a TV box. Some of Glam Light's outside packaging does include like the shades like this one, and some don't. I'm gonna try to show you the full. I don't know if you can see it, but it says Ghostface Lives. So let me see if I can show you the indentation on it. This one is obviously opened like, you know, like a cereal box or something like that. So I'm pretty sure that was the intention. It has a little nutritional facts back here. And it has a cute little maze. So basically this is the lip scrub and the lips mask. So that's how it comes. The Shaggy is the lip sleeping mask. Oh my god, this smells so good. I mean, it's sweating. I don't know if you can see it. It looks like it's sweating a little bit, but that's not nothing. It's like graham crackers, I think it was, the scent, obviously, to like Scooby snacks. And this is the Scooby, and it is the lip scrub. Ooh. Oh, they smell heavenly. So I did pick up all the palettes. I believe these were 2 separate collections. So this is a Rut-Row Rag. I can't take myself serious. But this is a Rut-Row Raggy eyeshadow palette, and this one is the Creeps and Crawls eyeshadow palette. Some of them have the actual shades, and I wish I could keep the packaging because it's different obviously, but it's just excessive. So this is the palette. Moving on to the Creeps and Crawls. And they're so difficult to get into. You always end up ripping them, and it just never looks good after you have to rip them, so it's just pointless. I'm definitely not keeping this in the packaging. It has a lenticular cover. Okay, that's one, and that's another one. This is the back. They keep the numbers in here. So this one is definitely a bit on the bulkier side. I know they probably just wanted to keep the characters in there so it could like correspond. But I believe the first row is Scooby, the second row is Shaggy, the third row is Daphne, the fourth row is Velma, and then the last row is Fred, obviously. I'm assuming so. Okay, so this is the Rick and Morty eyeshadow palette. I believe this was the one where the outside cardboard packaging did show the shades, but it's a lovely rainbow palette. Do I watch the show? No. I've seen clips here and there. I know some of the characters. I maybe watched one episode. So this is the last one for specifically Glam Light. So again, it's like a cereal box. Look at the details. On this side it does have, here, let me show you. It does have like the ingredients, obviously, for the ingredients for the eyeshadow palette, and the fun facts. It's not obviously edible. We all know this. But yeah, so this is the eyeshadow palette. And then on the back, it says, "We're sure you'll look great." But then you go ahead and turn it. It's gorgeous. So the next brand is What's Up Beauty, and packaging. Guys, not that the formula is there, you know, but the packaging gets me. So this is the first one. So this is the What's Up Beauty Serenity highlighter, and this is the shade Wild, I don't know how to say this, Akakaya, Asia. I'm gonna give up now and just move right along. So this is the highlighter duo palette. Look at that. Hopefully you can see. And this is the Safari Sunset. So the next one, it's a beautiful little dragon. So this is the What's Up Beauty Dragon Eye eyeshadow palette. I heard some complaints that the color story inside the palette does not necessarily match the outside. But if you can take a closer look, the main colors, like the eye of the dragon, I can see it here in Fierce. And then the scales, obviously, of the dragon is right here. But yeah, I feel like the main colors on the outside packaging definitely are captured a little bit throughout the palette, you know? So the next one is the What's Up Beauty Geodes eyeshadow palette. I don't know if it says Us. Okay, so the next one is the What's Up Beauty Desert Monsoon eyeshadow palette. So the next indie makeup brands we're going to move on to is Adept Cosmetics. Ketrisol. I'll just show you. Ketrisol White. I don't know. It's marketed as a highlighter palette, but I'm going to use it as a multi-chrome eyeshadow. You can use it how you want. As far as packaging for Adept Cosmetics, they went above and beyond. So much so they had, I'll show you a picture, they had like a plastic cover that covered the individual shades, and then like plastic around that, the back of the eyeshadow palette. So when I went to pull those off, it digged into all the eyeshadows. Also, don't mind me, I'm in my little pajama set and it's a natural kind of day, very minimal makeup, and I'm letting my hair dry, so don't mind me. I'm a child at heart. So the next one is the Adept Cosmetics Rainbow Raider. Same situation. They list this as a highlighter. You can use it however you want. I'm going to be using these as multi-chrome eyeshadows. So I have no idea what this eyeshadow palette is called. And I don't feel like looking for it. But again, this is Adept Cosmetics. I will show you close up. So I know this for sure. This is the Adept Cosmetics Seahorse palette. Again, all of these are multi-chromes. There's, I think, one duochrome in this eyeshadow palette. So lastly, from Adept Cosmetics is the Sumerian Sunset. It's reminding me of one of the Natasha Denona's eyeshadow palette, but I can't remember which. Obviously, this is much more elevated and has much more special shades. The next couple of eyeshadow palettes are from Blend Bunny Cosmetics. This is the Lure palette. The 24 shades for the Mermaid Within. So the next Blend Bunny Cosmetics eyeshadow palette is the Sickly Sweet eyeshadow palette. So this is a caveat for this one. This is just an empty magnetic palette. No, sorry to, you know, burst your bubble here. But this is basically just an empty magnetic palette from Unearthly Cosmetics. You can see up here. And I got this for free pretty much because I did a huge order and I got credit, and I basically got this for free. So the next indie makeup brand that we're going to look at is Gourmand Girls. So this is the Gourmand Girls Radioactive Eyeshadow Palette. The back just lists the ingredients. This is the Gourmand Girls Warriors Wear Pink eyeshadow palette. Obviously, it was for breast cancer awareness. Okay, so the next one is the Gourmand Girls Ethereal eyeshadow palette. This one again lists the ingredients on the back, but it's probably in a color that you can't really see. But so the next one is the Gourmand Girls Silent Night palette, and it was in collaborations with Doodles by the Bunny. Again, ingredients on the back. Gorgeous. I believe this was like a winter release. The next one is the Gourmand Girls Spooked eyeshadow palette, and this was in collaborations again with Doodles by the Bunny. Obvious. I didn't do nothing to this palette to warrant that. I'm gonna make this work because these are expensive. Okay, I'm living. This should not happen. Anyways, so this is the palette. So the next one is the Gourmand Girls Nightshade eyeshadow palette in collaboration with Doodles by the Bunny. This is the front, this is the back. Now I'm scared to tilt any of them. But the next one is the Gourmand Girls Haunted eyeshadow palette, and this again was in collaborations with Doodles by the Bunny. I'm scared to tilt them, but yeah. My dog is drinking and we're just gonna ignore him because he's thirsty and let him live. Anyways, so the next and final indie makeup brand is Nomad Cosmetics. I believe it's a husband and wife owned brand, and it's basically based off of regions that either one they've traveled to or want to travel to. I'm not exactly sure, but I believe they travel to these locations, and the entire eyeshadow palette is based off that location. So the first one is the Nomad Royal Europe palette. it's textured. Like it's not, it's like a raised, it's like multiple levels. So this is it, and I will show you closer because they do, the bottom row is full of multi-chromes. So the next one is the Nomad Hudson Valley eyeshadow palette. Definitely a fall theme palette. I'll show you the back. So someone compared this to like rich people paper, and I feel like, what is it? Papyrus paper? I believe that's what they're referring to, maybe. I don't know. I believe this is the Okavango Safari. I could be wrong. I'm not sure. But they basically have imprints of like patterns. I'll show you a close-up. I definitely don't know how to pronounce this next one, but this is the Nomad Fétis de Provenance eyeshadow palette. So another thing I do want to mention, on the outside cardboard packaging, they do list the names of the shadows in the originals, like the region's language, whatever that language tends to be. So at first I'm like, I can't read this, but obviously on the back it tells you the English translation. So this is the Nomad Paradise Islands eyeshadow palette. I'll show you closer that it's in their language. This is bigger than the regular ones, but alrighty. So this is the Nomad Ghost Town USA eyeshadow palette. This is the back. Look at that. Gorgeous. So this is it from afar. Again, I'm sorry, I'm going to pronounce this wrong, but I'm going to try my best. So this is the Nomad Bosque Nubos de Monteverde. So, gorgeous, huh? I'm sorry, but like all these indie makeup brands, their packaging is always gorgeous. And the formula tends to match. Alrighty, so the last eyeshadow palette is the Verona Amore e Molte. Look at that. And if you want to, you can only open up one side, use that one side, or you can use the other side, which is definitely giving me more Valentine's, or you can open it up and use both of them. I did print out a list of other independent makeup brands if you weren't sure. I was surprised by this one, Natasha Denona. I didn't know that was independently owned, but apparently it is. So full disclaimer, the majority of these lists on these names was provided to me by Phyra. Phyra. She is a fellow YouTuber, but I specifically acquired this information through her blog. If you watch this video all the way through, comment down a little artiste brush, or you know, a lipstick, something just to represent makeup, obviously. And do you notice the poofiness throughout the length of this video as my hair dries? No, just me? Okay. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, because YouTube makes me say this. And yeah,